Greetings everyone, welcome back to Age of Empires Definitive Edition. With me Kemzit continuing the Reign of the Hittites campaign.
Muwatalli, your empire stretches from the coasts of Arzawa in the west to the land of Canaan in the southeast, but such an empire breeds jealousy in foreign kings. In a betrayal of the agreement between you and his father, the Egyptian pharaoh Ramesses II has captured your vassal, the Amorite kingdom of Amuru in the land of Syria. In retaliation, you have raised the call to war among your allies. The kings and princes of 19 lands, among them Luka, Ugarit, and Carchemish, join you in the battle. The plain at Kadesh by the Arantu River will soon hear the thundering of your war chariots, as if the storm god Tarhuna himself were beating the earth with his thunderbolts and battle axe.
So what we have to do, bring the two war chests to my city. You begin in the walled settlement of Kadesh, but must expand outward for resources. Invest in archers at the start of the game. They can be used to attack enemy troops that threaten your walls. Alternative and aggressive attack with your starting chairs can be enough to hinder the Ray division and secure the eastern part of the map. History. By 13th century BCE, the Near East had become a conflict zone between three major powers, the Egyptian and Syrian and the Hittites, each vying for control and influence over the smaller Semitic and Hurrian kingdoms and cities of the northern Mesopotamia, Syria, Lebanon, and Canaan. There's hold on. Let's see. The small polities on borders of the three great powers found themselves in a web of shifting alliances with both one another and great power. On such kingdom was Amuru in Syria. Amuru had been taken by Egyptian pharaoh Seti I during his campaign in Canaan. At some point, however, Amuru shifted allegiance to the Hittites. In 1274 BCE, the pharaoh Ramesses II captured the city against the Hittite protestations. Escalating tension between the two great powers, the Hittite king Kumualati II mustered his allies to fight the Egyptians. He plans to meet the army Ramesses at the city of Kadesh, an important trade center held by the Hittites. According to the Egyptian records, Ramesses, in haste to engage the enemy, drove his division ahead of the rest of his armies. Believing the reports of two captured Shashu nomads who claimed that the Hittite army was still far from Kadesh, but the pharaoh was unprepared for a Hittite attack. In fact, Muwalati's forces were nearby and crossing around to Orontes River. They ambushed the pharaoh and his smaller force. The initial clashes, the Hittites had advanced, catching the Egyptian Reed division. Each unit into Ramesses' army was named after a god. In the open and routing it, the pharaoh himself became surrounded in the The pharaoh himself became surrounded in the fight, and according to these accounts, survived only by finding the god Amun's grace in battle fought to the men of million fighting men and thousands chariots can be. The pharaoh himself led several charges into the Hittite ranks with his personal guard. The Hittites, meanwhile, believing that they had defeated their enemy, stopped to plunder Egyptian camp. This proven disastrous for the Hittites, who succumbed to an Egyptian counterattack from the Thar division, which had arrived in time, prevent total defeat. As the Hittite army fled back across the river, the larger and heavier Hittite chariots were carried. 3 men were overtaken and dispatched the lighter and faster Egyptian chariots. Despite this right, Muwalati chose not to commit his reserves to battle, instead keeping them inside the city of Kadesh. There is no historical consensus on the outcome of the battle. The surviving records from both civilizations claimed a great victory. The city of Kadesh remained under Hittite control, however, and Ramesses retreated to Egypt. The Egyptian pharaoh would return to Canaan in the following years and skirmish with the Hittites, but neither power could decisive defeat to other. 16 years after the clash at Kadesh, two kingdoms signed a peace accord known as Eternal Treaty. Remarkably, it is on the only ancient treaty from the Near East, which each side's version survived a ravaged time, discovered nearly a century apart of archaeologists. The Hittite version of the alliance recorded one clay tablet in Acadia, and the Egyptian version carved with hieroglyphs into a stone, served as an inspiration for modern nations. So let's get going and see what we can do. So in the end, we got already quite a few troops, and
Somos.
that's good. So what we'll do is
Importante.
immediately start increase these productions. And, oops, where is? There we go.
Hombres. 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 Para
Hombres.
There we go. Right.
Somos.
I'll need people to with increase food production.
Okay.
Now that I have whole aha.
Somos.
Very good. Okay, let's continue this on. I'll need even more
Evil
archers.
Somos. Evil Somos.
There we go. Alright. And we're done. Okay. Okay, I shall need to destroy his things here. Hold on. Oh yeah, right. I can't make these guys. That's strange. Why can't I? Shit. I'm in the Bronze Age. But it's weird. But right, let's just enjoy this. Yes, good job. We have captured the first thingy. Let's make more archers. I shall need camels. Bloody hell. Right. Thus, we shall kill you as well, annoying bastard. Okay, I want more fishing ships.
Somos. Somos.
Okay, right, we shall need more camels. Come on.
Ayo.
What? No.
Somos.
We're doing good. Alright. Time to continue on. We shall just basically kill you guys. There we go. Let's see. We'll need a bit more woodcutters. Actually, hold on. Increase this. Ah, damn it. Hold on. We go that one this time. I shall see if there's any upgrades. Yes, there is, but I don't have enough food. That's shall be fixed. This I provided myself with killing him. Very good.
Bombes.
Now some more farms. Yeah, let's make a few of these swordsmen as well. Can we have a few more, please? Come on. Give me some food. Yes. There we go. Right. Actually, I shall just make another fishing chip, just in case. Another villager. Going forward to, I mean, yeah. Kill them. Very good. Okay, now keep charging. Let's just kill them. I shall start upgrading my people to broadsword or whatever. I'll need another of this. Another short swordman. Another one. The rare division is dying, but I think that it should be pronounced as raw, but okay, I'll make another woodcutter. We're already getting some good amount of food. Another one of this camel. We still have our hero as well, and we got one of the relics already. This we shall see. Please more gold. I'll just send one villager this way. I'll need another camel man.
Thomas, Erectus.
I did kill him, right?
Erectus.
Strange that he's still alive, I guess. Right, you know, I'm not gonna waste time. I'm just gonna start attacking these guys. So, GG for him. Let's send swordsmen. I shall make a few more archers. It is always efficient. Yeah. Good job. Now charge. Very good. Keep it up. A few more of these guys. Oh no, the archer. Yes, come on.
Ayo.
Stop capturing my units. Jesus. Come here. Good job. Now, providing a safe haven. Very good. We killed him. I'll need another farmer and another villager. A few more archers. Damn it. Oh, yeah. Good job. There we go. Get him a good amount of Okay, now we have already achieved a lot. After them. Yes. Destroy this quickly, so we won't have to deal with these guys. Oh right, he's shooting me. Asshole. I want to increase this, that, and this. Oh, hold on. I can actually. Sometime. You know what? Also, let's just move it this way. Have our people go. None of these guys. The camel riders. Still like a lot of food. Come on. Provide me with some. Emperor, you should need to retreat, I am sure, so... Well, I mean, let's charge. I'm just gonna keep him here just to destroy this, because he's wounded. Everything else seems to go well. Destroying the housing. Kill. Good job. Kill him as well. Good job. Kill this guy as well. We shall be fine. Okay, all the camels. Okay. Make a few more camels as usual. Ah yeah, there's the watches. So toss it. I'll also be required to kill these
Erectus.
actually to get this thing.
Erectus.
So to kill these. Okay, very good. Time to send more reinforcements. Another job well done. Charge and kill them. Good job. Now we have captured the relic and we shall advance with it.
Erectus.
Okay, I'm going to send this one back home. More, please. We'll leave an extra camera. Very good. We won. Yeah, we have just basically just killed them, and yeah, we done it.
Like the storm god who slew the giant serpent Ilyanka with his thunderbolts, you drove the Egyptians before your chariots and turned them to dust and ash. In Egypt, the lamentations of the women will be heard for 40 days, and there will be much gnashing of teeth. On the records of your people's history, kept within the archives at Hattusa, your name will be among the mightiest of Hittite kings, and your sons will carve your image into a great rock wall, so that you will watch over your land for an eternity.
So it seems this is it. We have basically just, you know, done only 3 pieces of this campaign. It seems I didn't know it. I think it was back in that day as well. We had only done this few, but we have finished the 5th campaign, and now we have to do 5 more. And then we shall see. Hopefully then we'll have to be able playing the new Age of Empires 2 with the new campaigns. The next video will be about the rise of Rome. So I hope to see you guys later, and do not forget to give it a like button if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel if you're new and wish to support it. If you wish to recommend something or want me to record something together, that's possible. Just write it down in the comments box below and add me on Steam. We can have a chit chat about it.